And we are live, apparently. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It is the KOD Show episode. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's the KOD Show season 2. So this is the season premiere, episode 1. I am Blake Dela Cruz, of course. Got Just Bryce over here. Big Hirsch is out celebrating his son's birthday, so shout out to them. It has been quite the, not just a week, it's been quite the day in professional wrestling. So we're about to get at it. Bryce, how you doing?
Doing great.
I bet.
Happy 2023.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to everyone tuning in. Thank you for being here as always. First, I just want to, hey, Siobhan, thank you for helping us out in the back end. Appreciate that. The call up was good. How y'all doing? Happy New Year, the call up. Appreciate y'all taking y'all time out to be here. First, I want to send prayers up to DeMar Hamlin for the Buffalo Bills. If anybody watched Monday night, they saw what happened, which was a crazy scene. So I hope he's trending in the right direction. I hope he, obviously I hope he pulls through and continues to live a healthy life.
Absolutely.
I listened to Mick Foley, who did a little clip. He said it was a lot like the Owen Hart situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, it was a scary, and again, prayers up.
Yeah, man. Mondays is always flipping between football and wrestling, and man, I had no clue like when it happened. I didn't know what happened when I had flipped to the game. I kind of got a little behind Monday, and I just saw like people standing around, and I'm like, okay, like what's happening? I hopped on Twitter, and I actually saw Jerry Lawler, what he tweeted.
Yes, I did too.
I don't know, if y'all remember, but he had a cardiac arrest on Raw. I believe, didn't he wrestle a match or something and then go do commentary?
Yeah, like I think he said it was from like I think Dolph Ziggler hit him with like an elbow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he called it. Like later on, I saw like some tweets from medical professionals, some doctors that mentioned, the force of that hit at the wrong time can cause that. But yeah, Jerry Lawler, having lived through that, like with him saying that made me realize like the severity of the situation. Because I mean, I've seen injuries before, I've seen paralysis happen, but never something like that.
No.
So I've never seen the severity of that type of injury. Like I said, I've seen broken bones, torn ligaments, but just never something like that. And then I did see a replay of the situation, and I just want to say prayers to him and his family. Thankfully, the news every day just seems to be getting better and better.
Yes.
So just praying, he can make a full recovery and just live a healthy life.
Facts.
Going forward.
Absolutely.
Shout out to everybody as well as donated to his charity. They absolutely obliterated the goal.
Yeah.
That's a class act on part of everybody that's donated, shared.
I see a Chris Jericho donated.
Cruz?
Yes. He donated twice. He donated $5,000 the first time, but he misspelled his name. So he went back in again and donated another $5,000 with his name spelled correctly. So I thought that was, much as we bag on Chris Jericho here, I thought it was kind of classy.
I could say something, but I'm not going to ruin the moment about Chris Jericho and his donations. I'm not going to ruin the moment. I'm going to enjoy it, praise him for doing that, because, hey, that was big on his part, $10K right out of his pocket. So, shout out to him.
Yeah, let's say that for January 6th.
Ironically enough, that's only a few days away.
So, all right, so we're going to get into wrestling. We just had to get that off. We would be remiss if we didn't bring that up. All right, so we're getting to wrestling. So, a little thing happened over in Japan very early this morning. Sasha Banks, or better known as Mercedes Moné, debuted in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was, I will say, like seeing like some of the pictures in the aftermath, and like it is cool. It was cool to see. Like it was really cool to see like Bailey's there, Naomi's there, supporting her. Thought it was really cool. It and her comments on Twitter after the fact. See, she seemed really like genuinely like this was actually a really big dream of hers. So shout out to her for accomplishing that dream. She may have botched a move and her promo wasn't clean, but that's I think that's moot. I think it's just a significant moment in wrestling. So, what you think?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I just want to throw up a picture up here. Just kind of some photos from that moment. I think they said when she was walking to the ring, it's one of the worst kept secrets. So I'm happy to see.
It's not even a secret anymore.
Yeah, I'm happy to see. She got that moment. I know that's something she's talked about. So I'm happy that that's happening for her. Yeah, I don't want to go too hard on her. On the botch move and the promo. I didn't really expect a lot on the promo just because like she's speaking English to like a Japanese audience. Like I don't really expect a reaction.
Right. And then you gotta think there's probably some nerves there too. Like this is her first wrestling appearance outside of WWE in
And I'm not saying it's all non-English speakers, but like primarily,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a huge deal. To be honest with you, right before this happened, I hopped on Twitter and saw some tweets from her where she just thanked like WWE, Regal, Triple H, WWE Universe. I didn't grab it here, but like she thanked Sasha Banks.
She wrote a whole thing to Sasha Banks on Instagram.
Yeah. That's what made it real. Like seeing this is when I said, okay, like she's officially like gone. It's weird they still haven't taken her off of like the active roster.
Yeah.
On
so
WWE.com. So
up until like this early December, there was still some hope that she'll go back. Like the writers apparently did not take her off of anything until like couple when the actual New Japan news broke is I think when they started like, all right, well she's really not coming back. But there were some writers thinking that she might be back for the Rumble.
that was my hope.
Yeah, same. Obviously you're gonna get the leaks of like they were far apart in money. And there was a story that leaked a couple weeks ago about I was gonna get to that.
Oh, my bad.
No.
You're talking about the Royal Rumble. I just want to throw it up there.
No. I'll get to that. But we don't know what's true and what's not true. Whether they offered Charlotte more money or Becky more money, like we don't really know. I don't know who that benefits to leak that information, but it was leaked. But yeah, I am happy and disappointed at the same time because we'll talk about this in a few minutes. But again, I'm happy. This is my favorite women's match of all time. Sasha, right here, like so. Take over Brooklyn with Bailey. Best women's match I've ever seen and probably ever will see. I'm a little disappointed today because WWE just lost the talent, and I don't even know how to transition to the other thing. So you want to pull that picture back up?
All right.
So I had the pleasure of being here, of being in the building when she did this, which was the highlight of the night, in my opinion. So I'm glad I got a chance to see her last Rumble, and I'm glad I had a chance to actually see her do this in person. So personal Sasha Banks highlight right there. Do you have anything
Yeah,
else to say
man.
about the New Japan appearance?
I think it's funny. Like she went all the way to Japan just to have a match in California.
Touche.
Um, but I mean that that's I'm excited for that. I'm um I'm just excited just to see her. Like I love Sasha Banks. Like she was one of the first women that really put me on to like women's wrestling. Like I understand at the time, like visually I could tell something wasn't right that like, hey, the match times are getting cut from the women's matches and like they're having tag matches that's literally they ring the bell, somebody gets rolled up and that's it. Like, what am I supposed to think about this?
Right.
So she kind of changed that for me with NXT. Just with the four horsewomen in NXT. Like Paige did a lot in NXT, but really the four horsewomen. But like to me, it was always Sasha, and that was always for me just because she's a person of color. Like as a
Absolutely.
black woman, like it's nice to see and know that there's a role model for young African American females. Because I feel like as African Americans, we're underrepresented in wrestling in general.
Yes.
Like there's already not that many of us,
Right.
and then especially like on the women's side. So for what she was doing, and then just everything that her career became, from the match with Bailey, from main event in that WrestleMania with Bianca.
She's had two of the best women's matches in the company's history.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think almost every woman's best match is probably with her. Um, I
So
would
yeah.
say Charlotte's best match for sure was with Sasha.
Yeah.
Bailey's best match is with her. Um, I mean, she put on a bunch of classics, just week to week, Raw and SmackDown. She's that match with Bianca, like that's probably top five for me, like all time WrestleMania matches.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for her and to see what she'll do, the places she'll go. Do you think it's a chance she'll show up in AEW?
Transitioning. So it is pretty much from what I see on Twitter, it is pretty much a done deal that she's going to be Soraya's tag partner next week in LA. Um, I this is under my assumption that she just wants to go out and test herself and what she can
Mm-hmm.
do in her star power and her draw power. She just wants to go and test it. Outside of like just keeping it strictly wrestling, like let's take money out of it. Let's take like strictly wrestling. This is a personally terrible decision. Like wrestling wise, like everything else, go get your bag. Always, go get your bag. Especially if you're gonna get got a mark that's gonna pay you. But it's now all of a sudden, after 3.5 years, 4 years, how long the company's been in existence. So now all of a sudden, we're gonna make this transition to focus on women's wrestling.
No.
So now all of a sudden, instead of 5 to 7 minutes on TV, now they're gonna get 20 or 30. I just don't see it. Like everything in Tony's history, the second that the quarter hours start dropping, then it's gonna go away. So
Yeah.
hopefully she gets over there and they start paying more attention to the women's. Like if that tag match does not main event the show, then
It's
what are we
not.
doing?
No,
Because
that's not going to main event the show.
then there's a title match, right?
I mean, MJF is not wrestling anybody that I know of, but I mean, it's a lot of matches, like big matches on the show.
But you're paying her a bunch of money. Like, presumably, you're paying her. You think she's getting CM Punk money?
No.
Do you
Well,
think she's
I put it to you this way. If that rumor is true about her wanting like Charlotte, Becky, $2 to $3 million a year money, right? Give me 1 second here. So let's say if you want $3 million, Jesus, she wants about $57,000 a week. So I mean, for an appearance from her, let's just say, okay, so for it was rumored that I don't know if it was Comic Con or what it was, she wanted that 30 grand, right?
yeah,
So let's just say that's just her showing up. She ain't doing nothing. She's taking pictures, talking to people,
right.
to take bumps. Let's just say she wants like $45,000 per appearance. Like 45,000 to wrestle, 30K just to show up. It wouldn't be the first time Tony Khan is just on a handshake. Somebody's not under a contract. Just come work for me for however long until we can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the contract details if there is one. I really hope I put this in a group. I really hope she didn't sign one of those 360 deals. Like, I
Oh,
really hope she
explain
didn't.
that for the people. What is a 360 deal?
There's not enough time, but it's a bad deal for the artist. Basically, where they're basically just paying the label. Like, just it's
Yeah.
a whole thing. We'll uh,
Basically, you're just
discuss that
taking
later.
your money and just repaying the label. Like
Yeah,
they pay you and then you pay them, so you don't really make any money from this.
facts. But I mean that in the sense of I really hope she didn't sign a 3-year deal. Like, I really hope she didn't sign a 3-year deal. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope not because her as a free agent, it's not really many matches that I'm interested in seeing with her.
no.
Because like her and Kyrie saying like I already seen that, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see that match outside the constraints of the WWE like system. But who? Okay, so that's just New Japan. Like, I'm assuming all the girls in New Japan, women in New Japan, can work. So all those matches are going to be bangers. How many bangers can she have in AEW?
And that's exactly what I was about to get to. Was like if she does go to AEW, so there's Britt Baker, there's Jamie Hayter, there's for what it's worth, Jade Cargill. Sasha can get a good match from her. Who else is there?
Right, but all those are like all those are like big matches on a marquee. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah.
you can sell the match, but are all those matches going to be good? Like, Britt's not the best worker in the world. Like,
But
Jamie,
but for that company, she's like their top.
right? But okay, so are we grading on a scale here? You know what I mean? Like,
All I'm saying for me is all about intrigue and interest and like what would I want to see from the way they presented those women in that company, right? I don't care to see Tony Storm. She
where is Tony Storm, by the way?
I was just about to say she doesn't really wrestle anymore since she lost the belt. She, is kind of
Is
stuck
she
doing promos or, trying to make a
is she
save or
hurt?
something. Not really doing much. Uh Thunder Rosa, for what it's worth, it might be an interesting matchup, but I had no clue about her health since she had to drop the title, for health reasons. Um, I can kind of get behind Chris Statlander once she's healthy, but I don't know when that's going to be.
Chris Statlander with no knees?
Listen, she was starting to figure it out. Okay, I'm gonna give her credit from when she first started AEW to right before she got hurt. She was figuring it out. She had something good going.
Also, is there a thing
Spectrum, did you take over? Uh oh. think we might have lost Blake De La Cruz.
Sorry, guys, we are having
You hear?
some technical issues.
Oh, you here?
I am here.
Uh-oh.
I just don't know. I don't know if it's my camera.
The Spectrum taking over.
I mean, probably.
Hey, that's crazy. I talk trash about Spectrum, and that's what they do? That's crazy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see myself. I don't know what's happening. Spectrum taking over right now.
I can't see myself. Can you see me?
I can see you. I can't see myself. Hey, we just hit John Cena mode.
You're on the screen.
You can't
I'm on the
see
screen.
us.
I see him,
He's not on the screen.
Hey,
but
listen,
he's not on the screen.
folks, I'm sorry about this. I promise we paid our internet bill. It's just the people at Spectrum, you know what I'm saying? Just blame them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it showing up on screen? What's all that?
Are we here? We back?
We back. Let's go.
We back. We back.
Sorry about that, people. So I think the last thing I asked was, is there a chance of her big timing people? Like, is it a chance that she's so big of a star, it
Absolutely.
just outshines everybody else, and it just everything's
Absolutely.
moving.
Bro, if she show up in AEW, she is the biggest star. Like, I also want to say this, right? I love the fact Mercedes is not necessarily starting over from scratch.
Wasn't on
That
me, shit.
she's starting with experience now, being that she's a free agent. Like, I love that for her. I love how she's went from being the boss to the CEO.
Oh yeah.
See? I love how she's still kind of using basically her character, but evolving it. So, like, if she goes to AEW, she is the biggest name on that roster. She's the most accomplished out of anybody on that roster, like, by leaps and bounds. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even close. I don't know what's happening, folks. We here?
We are here. Yeah,
Yo, I don't know what's going on. It's going crazy.
Yeah. So I really hope she signed one of those NBA deals where it's like you signed a 2-year deal, but it would opt out after the first year. Like, I really hope she only signed like a 1-year deal.
You hope she on the Scottie Pippen?
Yeah. I think she's getting pay a lot more than Scottie Pippen was back on that deal. But I really, because she has a lot of leverage.
Yeah.
And she didn't even want to sign 3-year deals in WWE. And she was being, I really don't think it makes much sense for her to sign a multi-year deal.
Yeah.
Especially when you had leverage over Tony Khan. Like,
yeah, I don't think she would sign a multi-year. I feel like she's more on a per appearance type of thing. So, like, if WWE wouldn't give her $2 to $3 million a year, and now it's basically like, hey, this is what it's going to cost for me to show up just to maybe cut a promo, and this is what it'll cost for me to show up and, like, take bumps. Because I wholeheartedly believe She got enough in the bank. Like, she has so many other options. She don't need to wrestle.
Yeah, they're saying she signed with AEW. Like, it's not like a per appearance deal. Like, she signed a contract.
Jeez. I hope she ain't signed for long. Because I'm going to be honest with you. It's matches waiting for her in WWE. Like, I'm not trying to seem on no type of tribalism or like I'm for WWE or anti AEW. It's matches waiting for her in WWE, bro. A match with her and Rhea Ripley, tear the house down. I want to see her and Cora Jade when she make it to the main roster. I want to see her work with Indy Hartwell.
Roxanne Perez.
I want to see her work with Roxanne. Oh my gosh.
Just running back with did her and Bianca ever have a rematch?
No, because remember they were supposed to have it at that SummerSlam, and I think maybe she had COVID or something happened, and they inserted Becky in that spot.
Yes, right.
And it's like a Sasha Becky program for where they're both at in their careers right now.
Yeah, because they ever run a program with them too?
No.
Who's the Hell in a Cell match with Bayley, right? With Sasha.
She had one with Charlotte and she had one with Bayley. So that's why I'm saying her in this incarnation with the way Becky's going right now, with Rhea Ripley. I mean, I really think we'll get to this later, but I think Rhea Ripley gonna be my breakout for 2023. Because I really think the fans about to get behind her. Even if she's a heel, they're going to get behind her. But Sasha got a lot of matches left in WWE. Well, I'm sorry, not Sasha. Well, I guess Sasha because they own that trademark. She has a lot of matches left. As far as Mercedes, it's not a lot of matches out there for her.
No, she can run through that in a year.
Like,
she can run through the whole roster in a year.
Bro, I feel like if she's going to be in AEW, she got 6 months. Like, she got 2 pay-per-view matches in AEW. That's it. Because if you're going to put her on TV, put her in some big-time, shows so she can, draw numbers for you against good opponents. She just don't have that many opponents in AEW. They have not built their women's division to where I'm going to care about her opponents.
Right. Not opponents that they wouldn't have to pull from New Japan.
Yeah.
And what's weird, that's another weird thing, is that I saw a rumor that they were trying to get Kyrie Sane for the Rumble.
Now that's big. Hold on. I'm watching AEW right now. They signed Nick Wayne to a futures deal. That's huge. Mark it down right now. January the 4th, 2023. I'm telling y'all, Nick Wayne is going to be one of the future pillars of the wrestling industry. Signed to a futures deal with AEW. Wow, I did not know that. I'm happy for him. He only 17 years old. What is that?
What is this?
I don't know. What is that? That's Cap?
Yes.
Wow, bro. Hey, we're going to revisit this in a few years.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
2030.
But yeah, so we're going to move off this Sasha because obviously we're going to probably talk about her next week when she debuts there. But
that's facts. Next week, we're going to be here same time, AEW watch along. I'm typically watching this show as it happens, hence some of my reactions. But ain't nothing happening right now on the show. Samoa Joe just strong-armed Nick Wayne.
Yeah.
Darby Allin with a dive that missed completely. Wow.
So, yeah, we'll come back to Sasha. Hopefully by next Wednesday we'll have like contract details so we can get more into that. So, so we will move away from that. We spent 30 minutes on that topic. Let's say we move on. So let's go back to SmackDown from last Friday. I was not able to be on last Friday. You and Hirsch holding it down. Appreciate y'all for doing that.
Me and Hirsch did a watch along. Just the last hour of SmackDown.
Showed up. Yeah, thank you for everybody who showed up to that. I know it was kind of off schedule for us, but we appreciate y'all for showing up. So Cena Cena shows up, does 5 moves of doom, and gets out unscathed. which you had to be expecting, given that the man's a movie star.
Yeah, I mean, we said this on the show when we talked about what do we expect to see in this match, and I said the match would be 15 to 20 minutes. Cena will get a hot tag, do his stuff. That'll be that. Like, there's no need to complicate this.
No,
I didn't expect John Cena to go out here and turn into Super Cena and sell and come back from a lot of stuff. Like, no. I expected this to be a KO Sammy match. Roman gets a tag, does something, push Sammy right back in the ring, and that's that.
And to be honest, Roman did a lot more work and selling than I thought he would do in the match.
I don't. Yeah. Well, okay. I don't think Roman. I don't feel like he overexposed himself in this. I feel like he did probably what was necessary.
Yeah.
Because I think at the Royal Rumble it'll be KO versus Roman.
Yeah.
For the title.
Yeah, I thought he did a little bit because he tagged in pretty early in the match. Is everything okay?
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. How? Yo, if y'all are watching AEW right now, please drop a comment. Yo, Joe just gave this man, he gave Darby a Uranagi on the steps. Like, he didn't break them apart and like put it on the flat part. Like, just on the steps, how they are up against the ring. That's crazy.
Another senseless bump taken.
Oh my gosh. Bro, this man should not be able to answer a 10 count right now. His back should be broken.
Spinal.
How do you, oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Back to that match, the Cena match. Man, I don't know if you picked up on this. Did you hear John calling stuff?
No, because I didn't have the TV all that loud, but no, I mean, John Cena's been calling spots.
Kevin Dunn made it pretty obvious. They cut to a camera shot now before Cena tagged.
No. Oh, you're right. I saw it. I saw the calling of the spot.
Okay.
I didn't hear it. I saw it.
I don't know what the thought was here. They cut to a camera shot of him literally saying, "Stay down, stay down. No. Slow down. Stop. And then the referee was doing the same thing, like telling Roman, like, no, stay down. Okay, go. Like, what was this? I'm like, bro, I know Cena is famous for like calling spots. This was like all time, like Kevin Dunn. Come on, bro. This was obvious. And it won't like you kind of had to be paying attention. They cut to a camera shot standing on the apron right next to him, watching him say this. Zooming in on him saying this. The referee running around like, no, stop, stay down. What was this? Then Cena came in, got the hot tag, hit the 5 moves of doom, and that was that.
Yeah. Notorious spot caller, John Cena.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it was what it was. Like I said, I think Roman did a little bit more selling than I thought he would do, but it was fine. We knew that the meat and potatoes of this match was going to be Sammy and Kevin. They looked a little off, like
yes, because didn't they both get busted open?
Yes, but I think KO got busted open by Roman.
He did. Listen, when they rang the bell and the match was over, he had a nice shiner. That Superman punch got him good.
That's called a receipt.
Yeah, he must have did something. I didn't catch what he did to Roman earlier, but he definitely took a punch to the eye.
It was from Survivor Series.
Oh, you know what? I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
that's true. When he slapped him.
Yeah, that was from Survivor Series.
Facts.
Yeah, it is not. It's not on Brock Lesnar giving Braun Strowman a receipt right in the middle of the ring. That was all time.
That might be my all-time favorite receipt right there.
Bro, who are
With
you
Brock Lesnar on
telling?
Braun Strowman.
Because you saw Braun give him the knee, and then you saw like Brock shook it off, and then just went to him and clocked him right
immediately.
in the ear.
I've never seen a receipt sent more expeditiously than that one. That's my TI word of the week, expeditiously. In that moment, Braun hit that man in the face for real. Brock shook it off like, oh, that's what we're doing. He wasn't even supposed to come back yet, but it was like, hey, scrap the plans. And I mean, just straight up hit that man in the face.
Ear, bro.
Legitimately.
And he was like,
told that man to slow down.
Slow down, yes.
I said, yo, I'll never forget that. No. Oh, man.
Which coincidentally was at a Royal Rumble.
Yes. And folks, please make sure y'all following us on Instagram, but definitely on YouTube. We are rewatching Royal Rumbles, dropping some of our favorite eliminations as shorts. So please go check those out. And for everybody that's watching, whether y'all on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, please, if you can, smash that like button.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it. If y'all watching on a replay,
go ahead and give that like button a receipt.
That's facts. Because if y'all didn't catch us live, y'all gonna catch us later, meaning y'all giving us a receipt. So give that like button a receipt.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
because please,
I will be at the Royal Rumble. So
hey, you see that? Hey, listen. I can't compete. You know what I'm saying? He got the money. All praise be to him.
Oh, stop.
Listen, y'all want to talk about, living the life. Y'all check out Parker's on the Go. Y'all can see Blake De La Cruz taking cruises. He got a couple of cruises lined up in this first quarter of 2023. The first quarter.
I'm out. We can only talk about one of those in February. One in February. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to know about the cruise, you want to know cruise announcements? Go join our membership on Parker's on the Go. $4.99. But yeah, so getting back to actual wrestling here. So what do you think this did for these actual storyline for the Bloodline?
Man, okay, so having watched Raw, I don't like necessarily what they did on Raw this week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it was too similar to what they did the previous week. And there wasn't really a payoff to it, to what they did last week. So like 2 weeks ago on Raw, they just showed up and just basically just beat down people in the back. And that was that. And then they showed up this week before they could even get the pyro off and really finish the intro for Raw. They just destroyed the ringside area. And then they got booked in a match. Didn't they win the match? I don't even remember.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
Sammy won it.
Yeah, and then they won. So like, nope. I don't know what that was. Nobody got anything out of that. Like, nothing came out of them.
Do you think they planted a seed with Roman saying with Paul Heyman bringing up, "Hey, you're getting cheered"?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's something else we've talked about on the show that, going towards this Sammy breakup from the Bloodline, there's going to be stuff that happens where they're not going to like what Sammy does, right?
Yeah.
So they're basically having you buy into Sammy's a part of the Bloodline, but then now, like, hey, he's starting to get cheers over Roman. Sammy just lost that tag match. Like, Roman had to take an L because of him.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, one more thing will happen. And if you notice, like, on SmackDown, Paul Heyman was running interference. I don't know what that was about. Like, when Sammy showed up trying to get in the locker room, Paul Heyman was, like, running interference. You notice he checked his phone and then was trying to stall, and then he checked it again and was like, okay, like, it's cool for you to go in. No problem. We want to talk to you.
That's stuff they were doing early on.
Yeah.
So as always, excited. Obviously we know what this is. This is leading to like KO Roman at Mania. Rumble, and then
Yeah.
Sammy and Roman at Montreal. So excited for that. So do you want to touch on the Charlotte, Ronda,
Well,
whatever Hulk
absolutely.
Hogan, Bret Hart thing that was?
That's crazy. You mentioned Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, bro. Oh man. So this happened on the watch along. Oh wait a minute. Did Darby just beat Samoa Joe? That's wild. Um. So on the watch along, this happened. We watched the Raquel Rodriguez and uh, Ronda Rousey match.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Hirsch both said, we kind of chose to do other things when this match started because we didn't care for it.
Yeah.
It's a random matchup. It didn't really mean that much. You kind of got an idea of the outcome. And then Charlotte Flair returned unexpectedly. Somehow just challenges for the belt. Ronda, for whatever reason, as a heel, accepted a challenge after having a match.
Yokozuna.
Like, I don't understand. And I even said Friday, Charlotte Flair to me had a better cash in than Liv Morgan.
I think that's
She looked like more of a star in a shorter match than Liv Morgan did with that cash in. So please, anybody on that roster that wins Money in the Bank, take notes of that match. Because that is how you show up and surprise the champion and win a title. And especially as a babyface, which I thought was really weird.
Oh, God, I hope she's not a babyface. She's the worst babyface in professional wrestling.
That's facts. I can't argue that because I don't see how anybody in their right mind can sit up here and tell me somebody that's had the belt, what is it? What are we on? 12,
14?
13, or 14,
14.
somewhere?
This is 14.
14 times she's had the belt. Why would anybody in their right mind want to see her have the belt that many times in as short of a time span as she's been on the main roster? This to me really brings into question, who is she going to work with going forward? So I get the logic of why you have her do this, because everything for WrestleMania was leaked. Plans of her and Belair for WrestleMania, that's gone. Like, that's not a possibility anymore.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, that was the plan, was Bianca versus Charlotte for WrestleMania, because I don't think Bianca and Charlotte have had any kind of interaction that I remember.
I don't think so either. That would have been fresh.
And that's what I'm saying. That's something that was leaked as like, okay, this is what they're going to do. So I get going and doing a 180. Hey, we're going to just throw you on SmackDown. Cool. So Jess dropped a comment and said that win was terrible. That's 1,000% facts. Charlotte Flair just showed up and got a title match and won for absolutely no reason. She's had the belt now. This is the 14th time. And I promise you, when I saw this, I look just like this picture on the screen right now. I cannot believe my eyes. Are you really doing this right now?
I just don't know why they didn't save. Like, if you're gonna do it, like, why don't you just save it for the Rumble? Are they just gonna run this back at the Rumble?
Man, it's not even about running it back at the Rumble. You have so many women on that roster that you could do stuff with that you are not doing. Like, for me, I'm tired of seeing Raquel get so close and lose. I feel like it's counterproductive to present her as a credible challenger who never wins. Like, because of her size, I have a hard time believing she has a hard time getting back to those opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
She's not like Liv. Everything for Liv Morgan worked because like she's smaller, she's unknown. You know what I mean? Like she came from nowhere. She didn't come from like a huge indie career
Yeah.
to like people knowing her. She came straight from NXT to like learning and wanting to do this, and like we see her passion for this, and like they just never put the belt on her to like, hey, we want to see this. I don't feel that way about Raquel. Like she's a former NXT Women's Champion. She has size, so like in order for me to buy in and believe in her, I have to genuinely care about her. And her losing all the time, that just made me think you got like Kwame Brown syndrome. You just big for nothing. Like you bigger than most people out here, and you're not using that to your advantage.
Well,
Like how many times she gonna win gauntlet matches and number one contenders matches and then lose for the belt? This is the same problem me and you talked about with Shinsuke in that series with AJ Styles. That it was the same outcome for like 4 or 5 months. So like this to me is counterproductive booking for Raquel. I appreciate her winning some of these matches, but ultimately she got to do something and close the deal eventually.
Yeah, I mean that's all a part of a babyface's journey, and I like her, but I'm not over the moon about her. Like, I mean, she's okay. I just kind of keeping it like Charlotte Ronda. Like, I don't know unless Ronda's just can't make the Rumble for whatever reason, and the title's just not gonna be defended at the Rumble. I just don't know why you just don't save this for the Rumble.
Well, so I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Looking at the Rumble, right? This one thing I appreciate with Triple H. Triple H pay-per-views, they're not gonna be 4 hours long. So we're gonna have a 1 hour Rumble on the men's side, a 1 hour Rumble on the women's side. And in between that, just put like maybe 3 matches. Right?
Yeah.
So I already, like I said, I see a Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match. I feel like we're probably gonna get a Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match.
I think anything. Both of them are in a Rumble, if anything.
Yeah, they could just have some interaction there.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll probably get a Gunther match at the Rumble.
No, they don't put Intercontinental on the.
I mean, Vince doesn't, but I feel like Triple H probably will.
Yeah, I feel like you got. And we'll get to this too because I'll try to get out here in 10 or 15 minutes. We got probably Bianca Alexa on the run back. So just kind of transitioning from the Charlotte Ronda thing. We'll see what they do. Again, we'll probably get more information on SmackDown so we can talk about it more in depth on next Wednesday about what they're going to do for the Rumble. But
yeah.
This Bianca Alexa Bliss match on Monday was not it for me.
Bro, you didn't like this
movie reference? The quality of the match was fine. I don't know why they why couldn't you just beat Alexa?
Well,
why couldn't you just have Bianca beat Alexa and then do all that crap afterwards? Why does she have to do that stuff? So help me understand.
Let me ask. So if Bianca just beat her clean, what does that do for Bianca?
Okay, that's fine. But it's not like it was a squash match. It was a 20-minute match.
Right. But that's my point. So Bianca just going and winning clean does nothing for her, right? I can't view her any better than I already view her. I love the reference in this movie with the scary. I don't know, was it Scary Movie 3 or whatever it
One of the
was?
scary movies.
I love the reference to that in this movie.
Did you put it up on the IG?
I think I put it on the story.
Okay.
I didn't share it on the page because like so many other people have done that already.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to join in and just bandwagon that. But boy, what was that? That's not a shot. But I feel like that particular scene was chosen for a reason.
I do
If you
too.
see
Yeah.
Alexa's character work, how she's turning into a zombie, to reference Regina Hall's character in, like I said, I think it was Scary Movie 3, to reference that fight scene. There's a reason for that. That's like a lot of thought. That to me is one of those like deep thinking wrestling moments to where you see it and it's like, okay, this look kind of familiar, and then you figure out what it's from, and then you really think about it and like, okay, so from where Alexa is going character wise, I got no problems with the match. Typically, I hate like DQ finishes, distraction, but in this case, I actually like this because I don't think there's anything that can really help Bianca get over more. Like,
Okay.
she's as over as she's gonna be right now. I don't know what you can do to really make her any hotter, but she's as over as she's gonna be. I can't believe in her more than I do right now.
Do you
Right?
think the beatdown
Like,
went on too long?
you think the match went on too long?
The beatdown, like the post-match beatdown. Do you think that went on too long?
I mean, if Alexa is supposed to, be getting back with Bray and is kind of zombified, and I think that was fine.
See, now we're getting to the back into the. I hate it. Now we're getting back into the bad parts of Bray. Like,
It's like we are, but you know what though? I appreciate this part because there's so much to it. Like there's so many like little intricate details, right? I'm really curious, just like from SmackDown, we talked about this Friday, me and Hirsch. Whoever was Howdy this past Friday was not Howdy 2 weeks ago. This person was obviously somebody of stature.
good point, Bo Dallas.
The first person that played Howdy, that was like Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah, not Leprechaun.
I don't know what that was.
Guys.
So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. In that, shout out Mountain Dew Pitch Black sponsorship for Royal Rumble for the
Bro,
match.
I would be so mad if I'm in that arena and then the whole arena is dark.
So I actually don't think this is going to be a match in front of people. I think this is going to be like one of them cinematic matches.
Okay, all right.
I mean, we're going to find out. I don't know. I don't have any sources. All I have is opinions. But I do think this is going to be one of them cinematic matches. I enjoyed that Bray Wyatt John Cena cinematic joint from WrestleMania.
We don't have enough time left in this show for me to disagree with you more. when it gets to Mania season, and we think about previous WrestleManias, then we can. There's not enough time in this show.
Yeah, we don't have enough time left, but I actually liked, you know what I'm saying, that match. I feel like Bray's creative juices, he's so creative to a point that like it's almost like, how did you think of this? Like nobody's gonna remember this.
Thanks, sis.
Wow. She said this is the worst match she's ever seen. I don't know about all that. I feel like Bray Wyatt stuff is always like you gotta pay attention and focus on him.
Hey,
and
Stop talking for a second.
Miss Keisha in the building.
Let's go!
Miss Keisha in the building.
We appreciate you, Miss Keisha. I see you've been making the rounds today on Everybody Premiere and lives and stuff. So thank you for being here, Keisha.
Fact. Hey, we appreciate you being here. Oh my gosh, bro. How did they blow this game, bro? Oh my gosh.
Okay,
right now I'm watching basketball.
Yeah, no.
Blew a lead. Toronto just hit a 3 to tie the game with 0.8 left. they was down like 9 points with like 30 seconds or something crazy. That's wow. I'm trying to watch my Miami Heat right now, but it is what it is. Yes, Miss Keisha, shout out to you for pulling up to the live tonight. Welcome in. Happy 2023. I'm going to toast one of these to you. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
But yes.
So yeah, I just again we'll get into this
yes, we definitely want to talk more about Bray Wyatt as WrestleMania season approaches.
Yeah.
And as we
I'm
see more of
this
this
story,
story
I don't think I'm gonna be here for the preview show.
Yes, but that's why I was saying that with the Royal Rumble, I don't think it's going to be a crazy long show because you already got 2 hours with those 2 matches. You got the Bray Wyatt match, so then just add in a couple of matches. Like I don't think you really need to put Ronda and Charlotte. I mean, maybe they will have them running back at the Royal Rumble, but I kind of think Ronda Rousey is just going to be gone. Like I think this will be her goodbye. I'm hoping if they do run it back at the Royal Rumble, she's just gone after that. Like yeah. I hope she just had a 1-year deal with WWE and she's gone.
Yeah.
I don't need to see her at WrestleMania. I don't need to see her again after this month. If she's gone, I'm fine with that. I got no problems with that.
All right. So let's last thing we'll touch on the show. I think you put like we talked last night on the production meeting. Did you not like the Seth Rollins Austin Theory match?
Jeez, my cup getting low. My bad. I didn't mean to be loud. It's not necessarily that I didn't like the match. When I watched the match, I had a bad feeling. So Seth Rollins tweeted this.
Wait a minute. Is that a torn ACL tweet?
No. You see the date on this. January 3rd, 2023.
Yeah.
That's why I had a bad feeling. I saw this last night before we had a meeting. And I said, man, this was his moniker when he tore his ACL and came back. In that match, he had a knee injury and finished the match.
It was the right. Usually in wrestling, Ms. Keisha, it's always the left knee in wrestling. Like it's almost never the right knee.
In wrestling, you always work the left side. Those of you that never paid attention and never noticed it, it's always the left side that they always choose to work on. Your left leg, your left arm, just the left side of your body, right? Seth Rollins in that match somewhere tweaked his knee.
It was on the buckle.
It didn't look
on
good.
The buckle bomb.
Yeah.
It's the same move he tore it the first time on.
No, the first time he tore it, he was trying to do a sunset power bomb to Kane.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
He injured Sting on the buckle bomb.
Touche. All right.
So somehow his knee just kind of gave out on a buckle bomb. He still somehow finished the match. But seeing this just gave me like all types of vibes of like he knows something that like, okay, this is a feeling I've had before. I might have tore my ACL. I might have some type of serious damage.
But I've seen nothing come out about it.
I have. I've seen people say like after Raw went off, like he threw up the X, that he was legitimately hurt and needed help. If this is the case, if Seth is hurt and does have, some
that
type of
changes WrestleMania completely.
Exactly. Then that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Is that if this is, legit, if he does have to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim his spot, he's probably gonna miss definitely the Rumble, definitely WrestleMania. The Cody feud now. What does that do for Cody Rhodes? They're there was talk of like Cody Rhodes coming back and challenging for the like that was a Vince thing, and that's kind of been put on the shelf. And that his plans were to come back and work with Seth. And like if Seth is hurt, what do you do? Like just him being hurt changes so much.
Yeah, because that was that was supposed to be if Rock came back. That was supposed to be the night one match, him and Cody. So
yeah,
now you're like, do you go to AJ Styles now, whose ankles?
And it's crazy that you say that because I was going to say, and now AJ Styles, he broke his ankle at a live event, and there's no timetable necessarily for his return.
Yeah, but I mean that's
no surgery required, but it's still a broken ankle.
Right. So you gotta think that's 2 months max. So it's
just interesting times. Like
yeah.
To be honest with you, if Seth really is hurt and like he won't be in the Rumble, this really, really, really is going to put pressure on WWE to deliver. Why did he pass that? So if Dwayne is going to come back and win the Rumble, I mean that has to be like option 1, plan A. I don't know what plan B would be at this point.
It's still got to be Cody winning.
It's like that's the thing. If Cody comes back and wins, Dwayne cannot show up for Hollywood because whatever he does, it is going to overshadow whoever wins the Rumble.
Well, yeah, I mean that doesn't matter. I don't feel like that matter. Again, this all depends on. There's still so many moving parts, and WrestleMania is in 3 months. There's so many moving parts. Do you split the titles? If you don't split the titles, do you have Roman Wrestle Night 1 and 2? If you do split the titles, when are you splitting the titles? There's so much going on. There's nothing that's came out recently. Just that Seth can't be hurt, bro.
I mean, I don't think there's any indication yet of his injury status because it's only been a couple of days, right? So literally it hasn't even been 48 hours since that injury occurred. So we can't really know. There's not enough inside information to know what's wrong with him. But just like seeing him tweet that, it just made me instantly just like, oh no, like I don't like this match because like he got hurt. If he is indeed hurt and is going to be out for a while,
bro. But let's hope he's not hurt because
I mean I put it like this: if he's hurt, I'm hoping it's something that like, hey, he can just take some time off, go to Mania.
He has to miss the Rumble, fine. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't care if he missed the Rumble. As long as he can go to Mania and then maybe get, time off until like SummerSlam, right? Because that'll be what? April, May, June,
also,
July. That gets you like 5 months.
In 6 weeks. Like, give him 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
I don't know. But let's just hope. Let's hope the injury is not serious. But you know what? We'll have more information about it next Wednesday.
No guarantees. We got to check with the sources.
Hey man, the sources. We will have more information about Mercedes Moné contract length, what they're doing with Ronda, Charlotte, the Bloodline storyline, Self's injury. Oh, one last thing I meant to mention this. I'm sorry, honey. The Cody video package. We'll leave out on this. The Cody video package. Are you okay with that?
No.
Okay.
I hated Cody being on like the year-end review. This is the one thing under the Triple H regime that like I don't like. So like if you're going to bring Cody back and you want to mention this on TV, it's crazy even saying this, but this should be reminiscent of the Triple H returning from a torn quad with the YouTube Beautiful Day video package. Like, I
But
don't understand how
I'm
this
watching
does
that
not
Rumble
set
now.
up for that exact situation.
I'm watching that Rumble now, and he was back on TV well before the Rumble.
Yeah.
So,
Like
so they're
now I
kind of
had to go
following a
back and watch
similar.
it. Just from what I remember, I just remember them saying, "Hey, Triple H will be back for the Rumble. He's coming back for the Rumble." I remember
No, he
seeing video footage of like his surgery, and I
yeah
remember him showing up to Raw.
Raw. I think Raw was in the. Oh no, it wasn't in the Garden. But yeah,
I don't
it
remember
is the
what
Raw
he
he
did,
showed back up on.
but I
Yes.
just remember he showed up on Raw like right before the Rumble,
No, he
and
was
like
involved. He was involved with people like he had like him and Austin got into it. Him and Taker got into it. Like he was involved in like he got physical well before the Rumble.
that's crazy. Well, I put it this way: I was probably young. I don't remember. All I
Right.
remember from that time, and this is like me way back in the day, like trying to learn about wrestling and like figure out what's going on. As I said back in those days, I said, oh, Triple H coming back, he's gonna win the Royal Rumble. Like the way that they're showing it, he's got to win the Rumble. That's what it made me believe at that time. And I'm like, that's what I wanted to see. Even though I hated Triple H, right?
Yeah.
I felt sympathy for the guy because he was hurt. I said, watching this surgery, I'm like, man, like that looks gruesome. It's like, I don't like looking at that, but like that really showed like that's real.
Yeah.
You know, and I have respect for him because he finished that match. And I see what he had to go through, and I see the rehab, and I'm like, I see his vision. He want to come back and get the world title. I got no problem with that. This is his road back. This is how he gonna do it. And just watching that, I'm like, man, I hope he does. Like that just made me get behind him in that moment. I hated him when he got hurt and went away, but I loved him when he came back. I loved Cody before he got hurt. I want to love him when he comes back. If this is not the same situation, I don't know what Triple H is booking.
I got a feeling that they're doing this very similarly. Like Triple H, like he's been like I feel like they're gonna book it as close to what that was
Yeah.
as possible. It's something maybe not getting the physical before the Rumble thing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna feel like they're gonna book that. I think that's why they started the video packages. So me
It's like
watching the 2002 Rumble and then now seeing like now I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with it
it's like I get it, but I don't know. I just feel
because
like
you're
in
not
a
trying to
way,
sell pay-per-views anymore. You know, like
yeah,
if you
like
were trying to
they
sell a
not
pay-per-view, you
$5
may
on
keep
Peacock.
yeah like
And if you got
so
Comcast, it's free, baby. Um, but just like I don't know, to me, I just wish they would have kept Cody like out of sight, out of mind.
yeah.
To where it's like, oh my god, like I remember that's right, Cody tore his pec and he's back.
But in fairness, the time from the second he got hurt, we said it here. He's coming back for the Rumble. So everybody knew.
Absolutely. Because
So it's like
remember back at that time, now they said Cody gonna be out 6 to 9 months.
yeah, they're giving the Cena timeline, and so he can
Yeah.
beat it.
Well, hey, Cena tore his pec, that was like October, November, and he was back in a few weeks.
Well,
Like he was back in like 3 months.
yeah.
That was like unreal. That was like a legit surprise. Cody tore his pec, that was like what, June?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's 6, 7 months. You can come back from that.
Yeah, he can put him in at 30. But again, we'll get into like all the Royal Rumble, what number, who should come in at, and who should be the last 4 of the Rumble and
Oh yeah,
Rumble.
we got a lot on that this month.
Yeah.
Trust me. We've been watching previous Rumbles. We staying up to date on what's going on. So yes, please tune in this month. We got a lot of Royal Rumble content coming for y'all. Getting ready for that. And definitely next week, AEW. Join us for a watch along. I'm going to be watching along and talking about whatever happens before we get on the air and while we're on the air. Because, I need to see who Soraya's partner is going to be. Is it going to be a letdown, or is it going to be who we expect it to be? So please join us next week.
All right, and on that note, again, don't forget to if you're watching a replay, go ahead and hit that like button, share it out, keep an eye on our YouTube feed. I'm putting out shorts every day, so keep an eye out for that. Instagram, Facebook. So just stay tuned. Thank you for everybody who showed up. If you're on Spotify, listening on Spotify, leave a review and all that good stuff on Spotify too.
Hey,
we appreciate y'all for listening.
I'm sorry, real quick. I know we talked about this. I know we are definitely past time, but did you want to talk about real quick the recent signing that WWE had?
No, we can push that to next week.
Next week? Say that.
We'll
talk about that signing next week.
Hey, and that in the business is called a hook or a tease for next week. But thank you for everybody for being here. Siobhan, Jess, Keisha, whoever else watches the replay, whoever leaves a comment. Thank you for watching the Call Up Podcast. Thank you for stopping by. And on that note, Bryce.
One time for Big Hirsch. Play
the music.